So now that we've learned what sharps and flats and naturals are, we're going to learn the proper name for the 12 notes of music, and that is called the chromatic scale. So both of these are the chromatic scales. One speaking in terms of all naturals and sharps, one speaking in terms of all naturals and flats. So you can see that we have our 12 notes, and then this is speaking in terms of, we call it just speaking in terms of sharps, but it's naturals and sharps. This is speaking in terms of flats. We have A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp. And then it could continue up again into A. Same thing down here. We have A, B flat, B, C, D flat, D, E flat, E, F, G flat, G, A flat. And one little quick thing we want to point out here is that our one, our A's, our three are B's, C also, 6 also, E or 8, F, which is 9, oops, and G, which is 11. All of those naturals there are in the exact same spots. And then right in between, we have our A sharp or B flat, just like we talked about before. In between C and D, we have our C sharp and D flat, just like we mentioned before. But there's no B sharp or C flat, just like there's no E sharp or F flat. If we look here, we could have an A natural here. And that would be our first again when we repeat. And then you can see that the note of between G and A is exactly right, like most of them. You know, it has a G sharp and an A flat. However, B and E don't have sharps. C and F don't have flats. And we're going to explain why that is later, but that's a really important thing that you want to remember. So up here we have the chromatic scale, and that's the way you want to think about it. You always want to think about the chromatic scale this way, as the note in between the natural note A and B being either A sharp or B flat, depending on whether you're speaking in terms of sharps and naturals or speaking in terms of flats and naturals. However, just for fun, let's take a sidebar and look at this. Let's just look at the letter types of music. Not necessarily the notes, but just the letters like A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. So if we look at the naturals, we have one of each natural letter, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But here, for sharps, we don't have a B sharp or an E sharp. That's because B goes straight to C and E goes straight to F. Now here, for flats, we don't have a C flat or an F flat. That note just does not exist. It goes straight from F to E or C to B. These two pairs here are always going to be side by side, and those are the two you want to remember. So the note B sharp or C flat, E sharp or F flat just does not exist. So this is kind of a fun way to think about what types of letters we have in terms of notes of music.